at the Electoral Commission. Doc, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Good evening, my brother.
How ready are you tomorrow?
If you come to Ejisu district office, you realize that we have packaged all the materials in the ballot boxes. We are ready to take off. But we started that we start the distribution at dawn. So everything is available. All officials have been trained, and we are ready to deploy the materials to the front.
Now, is it going to take the form of regular election day process, or because the by-election, the rules may differ, i.e. the starting time, the closing time at all?
Every general elections start at 7 o'clock and ends at 5. And they apply to by-elections too.
So 5 p.m., when should we expect you to declare the results based on your knowledge of the area?
I wouldn't want to commit myself with them refer to when we are going to end. Because the election comes with a lot of challenges with respect to the people you are working with. If you have a polling station where people are going to request for recount and the rest, all these things will delay the process. So once we are ready, we'll declare.
But the same procedure, polling station results should be taken to a collation center. That's going to happen.
Exactly so. Exactly so.
So the declaration will be made at the collation center.
You are right. That is how it is done at the district assembly election.
What is
the collation center will declare the result will declare the collation center, and that becomes the final result.
Okay, where have you decided on as a collation center? Would it be the EC office, a police station?
We are using the Catholic Church in Ejisu.
And that's agreed by all parties in the contest?
It's agreed, and if you come to the phone now, the police has barricaded the place so that if you are not qualified to be there, you will not be there.
It's good you mentioned police. What's the level of engagement with them, and how ready are they for tomorrow? What assurance are being given?
We have done a lot of engagement with them. As they worked in Kumawu and Asin, they say they're going to do more at Ejisu.
I see. Now, about issues having to do with agents tomorrow and also party members. One person is independent, at least the two front runners.
There are 3 independent candidates.
Oh, there are 3. Okay, well, maybe the former MP who is also an independent candidate, and then the MPP candidate appears to be the 2-horse race case. I don't know.
Yeah, we are treating all of them as candidates.
Fantastic.
We don't have anybody ahead of each other. They are all starting from ground zero. Nobody has a vote as of now.
Great. What are their obligations on election day? What do you expect them to do?
The candidates are supposed to send committed and educated agents to the center, those who appreciate figures and those who can appreciate writing, so that when people are voting, they will observe them, and when the counting is being done, the person will be there and they will appreciate the counting and sign the figures once they are satisfied. If they are not satisfied, then based on genuine reason, they should write it and indicate it.
What's your advice to voters tomorrow?
A voter is supposed to cast one ballot and should not prevent another voter from voting. When the voter has finished casting his vote or her vote, he should go home and relax. Getting to the 5 o'clock, the person can come and observe the counting.
There are allegations that you are favoring one of the candidates. What do you say to that?
These allegations are always there. There are always conspiracy theories against us. But when the die is cast, there will be no grounds for the conspiracy theories. We are professional people. We work professionally according to the law. So what I will say is that there will continue to remain allegations. At the close of election tomorrow, there will continue to remain allegations.
The fact that the NDC is not contesting, does that make it an easier election for you or not?
Every election is an election. If an election between you and your wife, if you invite us to come and apply the law, we don't have any easy election, difficult election. The most important is that all of us should abide by the laws governing an election.
What I mean is that, is the tension lower or is the same level?
The election, every election is stand up election. So we are not underrating anything because NDC is not there or that. There are 3 political party candidates and there are 3 independent candidates. So we treat it as 10th up election. And every polling station is being treated as a hotspot.
Okay, you do not have designated ones. You are treating all of them equally.
Every polling station, because you may not know where a problem can crop up. So every polling station is being treated as a hotspot.
Very well. Thank you so much. But before you go, my listeners will not be happy if I don't ask you about the running issues about the Electoral Commission, that your BVDs have been found in a recycling plant. What's happening?
Let's finish with the election. We'll come to that. But the most important thing is that those BVDs are obsolete BVDs. They are not the BVDs that were acquired in 2020. So they are of no use to us.
What's the EC's disposal method for items like that? Do you just sell them to the scrap dealers or throw them away on a rubbish dump? How do you dispose of your sensitive material like BVDs?
We have a survey board that disposes of all our material that are no more used, obsolete materials. So the survey board went to the various administrative procedures and they were auctioned.
So before you auction them, do you clean the data on them? What's the procedure?
We don't have any data on the BVRs and the BVDs. Once they are used, they are shared off. The BVDs, they don't have the data. The data is captured on the SD card. So once you take the SD card, the BVD doesn't contain any data.
Forgive me, what is a BVD and what is a BVR? It keeps confusing us. Can you educate us, please?
The BVR is Biometric Voter Registration Kit, and that is what we use for registration. The BVD is Biometric Verification Device, and that is what we use to verify voters in the course of election.
Is a kit part of the device or the device is part of the kit? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm asking that. So if you have a laptop, does that contain the kit, everything? Is that what a laptop would contain ordinarily?
No, the laptop contains data when it is being used for registration.
Okay.
Immediately we fill registration, we do what we call end of life. Then we export all the data into our data center and they become blank.
So these BVDs are blank, or they were totally useless as of the time they were found on the scrapyard?
They were used in 2012, 2015, 2016, and 2019. After that, we are not using them again. We acquired new BVDs in 2020, which has the facial recognition. The disposal of BVDs, the obsolete ones don't have the facial recognition facility. So we have not been using them since 2020.
About how many of them did you dispose of?
I don't have the figures with me, but I know we had about 7,000. About 70,000 of the BVDs. So yes.
But
I don't have the figures.
Okay, it's only 10 that is being talked about. Is it possible that you may have disposed of at least maybe 60,000 or tens of thousands?
I suspect all of them have been disposed of.
Okay, I see.
Because we are no more using them.
Okay, so this is your board that assesses whether or not you should dispose on the device and how to dispose it of. Does it recommend who it should be given to, or it just gives it to the normal regular baller card that is passing behind your office?
It goes through tendering processes, and if you win, you are given a contract to dispose of.
Why would it be on a recycling plant then, if it is something as competitive as that? Disposing it of itself is a big issue.
It's not competitive. Once we are no more using them, they are of no use.
Because you said it goes through a tendering or bidding.
They are government property. So they go through the tendering process. The disposal will go to you see, once the government property, you cannot just say that it's of no use, then go and throw it away. It's never done.
Yeah, so my point is that if someone has to bid to be qualified to dispose it of, why would that person go through all that stress and then put it on a recycling plant?
That is what the law says. That's what the law says. You cannot sit in your house and say that this is of no use. You have to seek permission from PPA, EPA, and the rest. So you go through a lot of administrative procedures.
So do you know who may have thrown these ones that have been found away? And has the person done anything wrong by doing that?
Come again?
The ones that were thrown away, do you know who may have thrown them away? And do you know, and has the person committed any wrong or sin by doing that?
But I've forgotten the name of the company that was electoral something. For now, I don't have enough information on that. But once you are given a contract to dispose of, it means that you have come out with a procedure how you are going to dispose of that. But they are of no use to us. So once you win the bid, you come to your table, and it's like our ballot papers previously. When we finish election after 1 year, we burn them. But this time, when we finish and we are no more using them, people tender for the ballot papers. And when they tender, they pay money into the consolidated fund. Then they are used for other things like fuels and the rest.
Oh, okay. Quite interesting.
So when the tendering is done and the person gets it, you may go and see an old ballot paper somewhere. People will make raise issues about them, but they are of no use to the commission at all.
Okay, but because these issues of BVDs are controversial, do you not think that perhaps you should have been more interested in how it's going to be disposed of, even though you have given it out to someone on tender? Because now that it's out there, suspicions have been raised.
I am not part of the survey board, so I wouldn't know the terms under which the BVDs were disposed of. But the most important thing is that they are no more of use to the commission. We have not been using them since 2020.
Just out of curiosity, have you collected them, sampled, and tested them, and you are sure that they are useless to you? It could be new ones.
Oh, but there's the difference between the current one that we are using and the previous one is that the previous one doesn't have cameras that will take pictures for the use of the facial recognition. But the current one has cameras, and they are technically completely different. When the two are there, you see the difference.
Yeah, so I'm saying that
There's no issue of testing them there.
Okay, no, what I mean is that have you seen them physically, all of them?
Which one?
The ones that were found at the recycling plant. You've seen all of them. They are.
My information is that the 2012 ones, not the 2021. So the 2020 ones are in use, so you cannot dispose of them.
Very well. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
You're welcome.
Okay, that's Dr. Sribo Kwaku. He's Director of Electoral Services at the Electoral Commission.